We do not receive the love of Christ by our knowing, by figuring out, but we receive it by faith. It's by faith. We just trust.
So we all experience actually difficulty in prayer, and prayer is not fun, but God is calling us out for deeper intercession.
And to know the love of Christ, even that, just like, wow, to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge. Like, mind blown, bro.
And it's because he has given us authority on things that happen on this earth. The way we decide to do things, he has given us the free will. And God's actually so just to the point where he respects our decisions and the way how much we want him to be involved in our lives.
And men typically don't pray as much as women. I just want to encourage all the men to pray. Reverend Leonard Ravenhill says like this, that no man is greater than his prayer life.
But even in the midst of that, the word says that he prayed 3 times a day. His busy schedule did not stop him from praying and continuing to have that walk with God and his time of his quiet time and his devotion with the Lord.
We are the temple of God, and the Holy Spirit no longer lives in a temple like in the Old Testament, but the Holy Spirit now lives in us.
My hope and prayer is that for all of us, that regardless of how busy our life gets, or regardless of the situation around us, that nothing pushes us back in our prayer life, but in every season and every waking day, let's just draw closer to God in every possible way.
We as a church, we are to bring life around us. Wherever we are placed, God has a purpose for that. And in order to be useful, in order to be filled, we need the Holy Spirit.
So that's the importance of prayer and intercession. That we openly have to pray, intercede, and give up our will willingly and surrender so that he can operate in our lives.
The other prayers that we need to pray is that, Lord, on the day of judgment, Lord, I may be found worthy, because the Lord is asking us and equipping us through the Spirit of God to live this life of godliness.
If you're someone that sees no desire to pray, that you see that you have no desire to pray, I pray that you would start asking God for more desire to seek him. And if you're somebody that already has a prayer life, ask God how you can increase that.
May capture every thought and make it submit to Christ. So that is all part of worship, and it's facing the truth. It's grabbing that truth and submitting it to Christ and analyzing, like, is this godly? Is it ungodly? Is this in alignment with the Lord? And am I in alignment for my breakthrough?
There is hope in the fact that God will out of his faithfulness give us a way out of the temptation when we are presented. When the enemy comes to make us fall into a trap, we have the complete authority and we have the complete power and the will to reject what we see and what we want to satisfy our flesh. So we can always say no to the things of the flesh and say yes to the things of the Spirit.
So the Lord is coming for his perfect bride, and without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that she might be holy and without blemish. The more Christ increases and we decrease, and he becomes a center of attraction for you, your blemishes starts to fade away and you start becoming the spotless bride.
And I want to encourage you to not let life speak louder than truth. To not let what you're going through speak louder than what he went through. We always got to be reminded of, man, like, while I was yet a sinner, bro, while I was yet a sinner, Christ gave his life for me. Wow, that's amazing.
Because God can do things that no one else can do. But I'm just thinking in areas where you feel like, well, I gave up this for you, God. So in turn, like, you're supposed to do this for me. And God doesn't owe us anything. And, if we trust and we keep walking in God, like God will do what's best for us. And so even though what's best for us doesn't look like the way that we thought it would look like.
Because God is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. You should just have to cast all your fears and anxiety on Him, because He will lead you.
So God's approval will always make us shine as lights, and that men will see the good works and glorify your Father. So Martin Luther says, whenever you are being praised or you are being approved, remember it is not you. It is Christ who is being praised and approved, and all praise belongs to Him.